We're going to bring in our second guest now, and he just may
He's
have
a regular on the program.
The manliest voice that has ever been on the show. At least some people
It's a shot at us and a compliment
behind
to
the
him.
scenes
That's what we're being
think
told.
that, and I have said that. Kyle Sumsions, BYU rugby star, also representing Team USA. Kyle, thanks for making time in your busy schedule to come back to the show.
Hey, thanks for the invite.
Busy schedule. Hold on. Today's a reading day.
Hey,
You don't have anything going on, right?
Just reading.
And hanging out with BYU Sports Nation.
Absolutely.
How many finals do you have?
I have four finals.
Yeah, you're busy. Okay.
So,
What's your final schedule like?
well, we leave tomorrow for Annapolis, so it's going
Right.
to be all Monday, Tuesday. So that's where I'm taking all my finals. So
Wow, so you cram it all in
yeah.
because of your schedule.
Well, unfortunately, but
After.
Yeah.
but it gives you a couple more reading days.
Exactly. That is the positive
Days.
spin.
What do BYU students do on reading days?
The more disciplined I actually go to the library and read. I like to spend a little bit of time reading, spend a little time napping. Get the naps in that you missed all semesters. So.
Just don't hang out in the no shh zone. There's a place where you can talk. It's called the no shh zone. Anyway, you're playing Dartmouth Saturday. Varsity Cup, a couple years into this now. The championship game is at Rio Tinto. Next week's the semifinal in Provo, should you advance. Tell us about the matchup with Dartmouth in Annapolis, Maryland, at Navy.
No, it should be awesome. I've actually never played at the Navy Academy. I've heard that it's just, awesome. The facilities are great. So as far as that goes, we're excited to go back east to play them. But Dartmouth, should have a real good team this year. They have some real good athletes. Their captain actually plays on the USA Sevens team.
Okay.
And he's real fast, real quick. So, I think it'll be a real good game, a real good test for us coming out, starting the quarterfinals.
BYU, big green.
Yeah, the big green.
It's a great mascot.
BYU rugby star Kyle Sumsions, also playing for Team USA. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Kyle, this has been quite a career for you, back-to-back national championships. Your T-shirt says it. There's also another T-shirt I saw that I want that is royal blue that says,
Yeah, how do we get this one?
No scholarships, just championships.
How do we get one of those?
I want one of those
shirts.
T-shirts. Okay, so that said, this has been kind of an interesting year for you. You lost to a college team, which hardly ever happens, St. Mary's. You got it back against them. You beat Utah. Do you feel like you're gaining momentum at the right time?
Yeah, absolutely. We're starting to come together more as a team, which has been kind of our problem early on. I think a lot of times, the guys are kind of going off the success that we had last year. So as the season goes on, we're starting to learn to play with each other, starting to realize that, it's not going to be given to us by any means, that we have to work day in and day out for, just like every other team. So finally starting to figure it out as a team, which has been real good.
Is there positive stress associated with the expectation of winning a national championship now that the program's at that level? Because it used to be, okay, we get to the title game and let's do our best and hope we win, and Cal would win. That's what happened for a couple of years. But now it's, you know what?
Let's win.
We can win this. We win.
No, absolutely. All the guys, it's positive and negative, I think, because all the guys go into it thinking that, we can win it. The problem is when we go into it thinking we are going to win it. So as long as we keep the positive part, saying that we have a shot at this, we can compete, it works in our favor, absolutely.
Kyle Sumsions of BYU Rugby on BYU Sports Nation, one of the stars of that team. You're balancing two different teams and school. Let's talk about your involvement with the Red, White, and Blue Team USA. How is that coming along?
It's great. Just getting, trying to make sure that I'm there for the 2015 World Cup in England.
You have a good shot at that?
Yeah, I think I do. They're trying to develop the team more and more. We're going to go tour here in June, so all of June we'll be touring.
Where?
Just stateside. We go to Texas, California. We play some good teams. We play Scotland. We play Japan and Canada in
so
that
some
tour.
legit competition.
Yeah, so
Nice.
so real good competition. But you know what? It's been fun. It's kind of a dream come true for me. So as long as I can keep riding that train, I think I'm going to.
That's awesome. In soccer, they call it a cap when you get an appearance in a game. Is that the same thing?
Same thing, yeah.
Do you get a cap?
You actually get a physical cap for your first one.
You really do?
Yeah.
Wait, just your first one or all of them?
Just your first one. They give you a physical cap.
Where's the cap?
I actually have it at home.
Next time you're on, will you bring the cap?
We're going to need to see this. Can
Yeah,
you bring it? Can you bring it in?
absolutely.
Okay.
What does it look like? Is it like a baseball hat? Is it like a,
No,
like a sailor's hat?
It's a real dorky cap. So
Like the short brim or?
Yeah, short brim, has a little tassel coming off the side.
Will you wear this in the testing center for a test during finals week?
I will not wear it because nobody knows what it is, so it just looks real dorky.
It's swag. It's swag, but it's very unique.
Very unique swag.
That's awesome.
Kyle Sumsion of BYU Rugby on BYU Sports Nation. You're heading on a long road trip. How do you overcome the difficulty of going to Annapolis and staying motivated against a team on paper that you should beat?
Why does the national champions have to travel to Maryland? To answer that one for you.
Last year we went to UCLA, played there. It just rotates. So Cal last year had to go back to Maryland as well. This year, it's our turn.
Better a semi-at-home possibility than...
No, absolutely. That's the plus. We get to play the semi at home. So.
Okay, so Maryland, how do you stay motivated against a team that you're supposed to beat?
I think that's kind of been our problem all year. Knowing that we should beat them on paper, so we go into it. We play, but we don't play the best of our ability, and so we still win, but not the way we should, which has really been our struggle all year. But as we get closer to the championship game, now it is one and you're done. If we lose one, we're out of the competition.
And there's the motivation.
And there's our motivation right there for us.
Kyle Sumsion of BYU Rugby on. Your teammate, Johnny Linehan, is called Johnny Rugby, which is a sweet nickname. Do you have a nickname?
Unfortunately not, but, I'm thinking about stealing his, because that is a great nickname.
Johnny Rugby.
Kyle Sumsion, also known as Johnny Rugby 2. We had Coach Smith on, David Smith, head coach, and we were talking about Johnny Rugby, but he just, said Johnny Lingo instead of Johnny Rugby. You're like, you mean Johnny Rugby? It's like, oh, yeah. He's a 10-cal rugby player. Something like that. We've had Luke Maki on as well. We've had you on. Another guy that people are familiar with is Paul Lasike, who's been rather busy. I think this season's been a little different for him. Originally out of New Zealand, a rugby player. So he has a kid, his first child, I believe. Not to mention he's playing running back on the football team. What kind of involvement, if any, has he had on the team given that busy schedule?
Yeah, he has been real busy. Paul's such a great athlete, and we're, grateful to have him part of our team as well. He's actually been coming out to practice with us now that spring ball is done with football. He will be traveling with us to Maryland as well.
Sweet.
So, we're looking forward to playing with him. It'll be the first game that we actually get to play with Paul Lasike this year.
So, we thought he might play against Utah, but he didn't end up playing in the game.
No, just his schedule, he just wasn't able to work it in. Yeah.
And Arizona State, he didn't travel to that one either.
No.
The Rugby Bowl. That was last week. How was that?
It was awesome.
At Arizona State.
Yeah, they really put on a show for us. So it was great. The facility was great, big crowd. It was pretty exceptional.
So there's this exception when you look at the Varsity Cup bracket that people just assume BYU is automatically going to play California. But that's not the case, right? Can you explain the different circumstances in the Varsity Cup or the potential to play a different team perhaps?
Maybe Utah, right?
Yeah. So, years past it's always kind of been BYU, Cal, but what's been real fun and exciting is the level of competition has gone up throughout all the schools in the nation. Central Washington has a great team. Cal's going to have to get by them in order to play us. Also, the U of U is in the competition as well. They've had a great team, and that'd be pretty exciting to play them in Rio Tinto if that ever worked out.
That's the championship game May 3rd on NBC Sports Network.
Right.
That's going to be cool. And for the first time, live. They've always taped it. I guess what kind of excitement is there to get to that game?
It's
even bigger.
Yeah, even bigger, absolutely. It's the first time that it's ever been put on live, and also really been put on a real, easy, accessible station. We've been on, I believe, ESPNU a few times, but, that's not necessarily a station that everybody has, but NBC, that's a real accessible station, so, it's exciting.
More notoriety for a sport that is growing in popularity in the United States. It is. The numbers would show that a lot of people are starting to catch on to what this is about.
Yeah, it's the number one fastest growing college sport in the nation.
Wow.
So,
do you play sevens? Like, could you possibly play in the 2016 Olympics on the USA Sevens?
People actually ask me that quite a bit, but I'm just a little bit too slow, I believe. So, unfortunately for me. So, no, the answer would be no to that question.
Okay. I appreciate your honesty, Kyle. Thank you.
Kyle Sumsion on BYU Sports Nation. Have you signed our Rise Up flag yet?
I have yet to sign that.
Okay, you're going to need to do that.
I think you visited our show like 3 times, but first time since it's been simulcast on TV. So
yeah, thank
mind
you.
signing this?
So give
Should
us
we
your
also,
autograph.
let's also give Kyle Sumsions BYU
Yes.
Sports Nation karma.
We now bestow upon you BYU Sports Nation karma, which means that you will perform well in your next game because you took the time out of your life and you were
Your
generous
busy reading day.
Yeah.
to come
join
and
us.
be with us. So we now give you the ability to play well through BYU Sports Nation karma.
Wow, thank you very much.
The nice thing is you're already a good player. This
Yes.
is probably going to work out.
It's gonna win-win.
I see at least one try on Saturday.
Awesome. I appreciate that, guys.
Kyle, great to have you again. Good luck in the
Hey,
future.
thank you very much.